Hello, today I'm going to show you how to measure voltage and also how to measure current with a clamp-on meter. It is important to remember that this information is for information purposes only, and precautions must be taken before you tackle any electrical job, such as wearing PPE or personal protection equipment, such as insulated gloves, safety glasses, and insulated boots. In a commercial setting, hard hat. So let's get to it. First, you must check that the batteries in your meter are good and working condition. If they are low, weak voltage, the meter will not read properly. Second, make sure your leads are working. You can do this test by doing a continuity test between the leads, by basically putting the meter in continuity mode and touching the leads against each other. You should get a continuous beep or a zero reading. If you don't get either one, then there is problem with the leads or the meter could be faulty. Do not proceed until you get a new meter. After you made sure the leads and batteries are still good, we proceed to selecting the type of voltage. Electronic meters have a selection of DC voltage and AC voltage. Cars, flashlights, and batteries in general will be DC voltage. House, commercial, and industrial settings will be a C voltage. It is also important to remember that voltage meters come in a CAD rating, but this something only commercial and industrial electricians need to worry about, as most meters sold in the United States are rated for residential and commercial up to 600 volts lines. We will talk about this topic another day. Now that we know the electronic meter is working, you can proceed testing the receptacle of other device you wish to test. In a receptacle, the long or taller slot on the left will be the neutral conductor, and the shorter slot to the right will be the hot conductor of voltage. The half circle in between this two just below is the ground. You can test voltage by moving the ground lead of the meter colored black to neutral and the to ground, and leaving the hot lead colored red on the hot side, which is the right side of the receptacle. If the circuit is in good working condition, your meter should have a reading between 108 to 126 volts approximately, depending on the time of the day and region of the country. If it is a GFCI receptacle, check for a tripped receptacle and or tripped breaker, as this receptacle's trip when making contact with water. If you don't see a reading, next safe step will be to use a hot stick to see there is voltage present or not. It is as simple turning the house stick on and waving it on top and around the hot conductor. If there is voltage present, you should hear a continuous fast beep. If you hear a low chirp, either is bad connection, a neutral conductor, static electricity, or bad batteries on the hot stick itself. At this point, if you don't get a clear reading, then it is time to call a professional. Next, you can check current by simply clamping on the meter on the hot conductor, one at a time, and check for a reading. Make sure the meter is on amps mode. If you see a 0, the circuit is not being used, but most likely still on. If you see a reading, then the circuit 2 is being used. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, I recommend buying this kit from either Lowe's or Home Depot or even Ace Hardware. I hope this information was useful. Take care, remember safety first, and hope to see you on the next one.